everyone. Today I have this little junk journal I've got going for you, but the purpose of this, I didn't really decorate it too much because this is more of how can you do a shaker inside of your junk journal. This is a great beginner junk journal. It's a great size. It's a lot similar to the 6x8 we did, but we're using larger papers. So I'm just going to show you some easy ways that you can do like your shakers or windows and things like that, because I personally don't like to carve things out with an X-Acto knife. And when you get larger papers, if you don't have if you don't have the right machine, then your papers will not go through. I have a standard machine, believe it or not. I do not have like a long shot. I've had this thing like since I started paper crafting. So I will eventually get it when I need it, but I just haven't really needed it. So here is the journal, and as you can see, it is pretty large. Again, there's like these fun little windows, specimen windows, I think they call them. You've got this little vellum extra page here, and then we've got this, another flap with a little shaker, just a fun idea, and a flip out. And a pocket right here, a really beautiful vellum pocket. I love the little flowers. I had this in my stash, so I thought that looked so pretty with the vellum. This is just something I stuck in there. I had a scrap, so I just used that. I was just showing that you could maybe put that on there, and then you have an extra page. Simple, easy, beginner. Again, if you can tie your shoes, I promise it's one knot. You can make this book, so do not be intimidated because it's binding. All right. So let's start with the cover, and this is so simple, you guys. All right, so the cover is going to be 8 by 9 inches, 8-inch height, and then 9-inch width, and we're gonna score it at either 4.5 inches, or you can just fold it directly in half. Just because, you know, I'm a little bit of a freakazoid, I'm gonna score mine so I don't mess it up. And I'm going to score mine at 4.5 inches at the 9-inch side right here. So this is going to be like an 8 by 9. And you see how big it is. I know you guys love that really big, roomy journal. So here it is. All right, that's just going to be our cover. You have the option to corner round it or just leave it. I'm just going to leave mine for now until we kind of get through. So I'm going to put my cover aside. And I numbered these pages because I thought it would be a bit easier to go through. Okay, so the next one is going to be an 8 by 12. This is going to be our second page. Now our 8 by 12, you're going to line it up at the 12-inch side. 12-inch side right here. And we're going to score it at 3 and 7.5 inches. So 3 and 7.5. All right, and that's going to be our first little like flap. So I'm going to just fold this first part right here. And then I'm going to fold it one more time at the second score. So I'll show you how it's going to kind of stack together. So our cover, and then this is our second page in here. All right. And the next one is going to be our little vellum sheet. So the vellum is going to be a 6x8 sheet of paper, and I'm going to score it at the 3-inch mark on the 6-inch side right here. You can just fold it, and on most of these you can like fold in half, besides the ones that have, you know, more. And this is preference, you guys. This is all preference because of course it's a junk journal, and you just kind of, it could be longer, it could be bigger, whatever you want it to be. So that's going to be our third little piece right here. So we're just going to pop that in right there. And you can see how this is already kind of coming together. And we literally have one more page and we're going to be done with our journal, besides just putting the little holes in. And I'm going to show you the shaker part. Okay, fourth page is going to be 8 by 12. And this one we're going to score at 4.5 inches and 9 inches. So 4.5, so we're kind of flipping this little tab, 4.5 and 9. Okay, let me get this out of the way. it, and I'm going to start with this side so I don't confuse you guys, because that's the little tab. And then fold this on the top. Okay, and that's going to be our 4th page. So let's go ahead and put that on that top piece right there, and voila, we have our book. Now I'm going to, of course, clip it, and we're going to make 2 holes and just bind this really quick. So I always forget to put this in my video, and everyone always asks me, what is this? It's my eyelet chomper, but it also does holes, okay? So, and I'm gonna try and remember to put it in. Sometimes I have them in my videos, sometimes I don't. So I don't put mine on the very end. I kind of just, and look, mine's not even, I feel like it's not even in the middle, and it's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's just kind of there, but I promise it'll hold. And this one, it's because I need to clean this out, and I can't see it. So just give me a second here. All right, I cleaned my little thing out so I can see what's going on. And I'm just gonna poke it kind of right there. So just, you know, 2 little holes close to the end, but not quite. And here's my twine. You could use any twine. I got mine on Amazon. And I like mine not inside. So I'm just going to do that. I think everyone probably does that, but it's all preference, right? So I'm gonna grab this, and I like to make mine a little longer than shorter, because I feel like then you're gonna waste the string if you mess up. Okay, and then I'm just gonna loop it through the side. So we're just tying 1 little knot. And if you can't tie your shoes, you can make, I'm sure most of you can, but I'll tell you, the kids nowadays, woof, it took my son, like, I'm not kidding, like 8 years to tie his shoes, and he still has trouble tying his shoes. It's awful. I don't know if it's boys or what, because when I was 5, I could tie my shoes with my eyes closed running out the door. Right, so there it is. This is our simple little journal right here. So got our little flip, we have our thing, so you kind of flipping through it like this. It should just look like this. It doesn't even have to look like this. It can look however you want it to do. These are just the way my pages are set up. So for this, you can see I have 2 little flaps here. One I left open, and this one I actually turned into a little pocket. So I'm gonna do that. So you have the option, if you want more pockets, you can actually go ahead and you know, seal both sides, but I'm just gonna leave it because that's how my journal looks in the beginning, and I don't want you guys to get confused. So I'm just taking tape so you don't see the vellum glue. You can wipe it, but I'm just gonna do this today. I'm using a lot of tape today because I just feel like this journal will complete better with a little bit of tape on it. All right. So I will probably forward some of the places that I'm going to be taping, like the shaker parts, but I just want to show you step by step kind of what I'm doing. Okay, so I just put tape on those ends, and I am just putting that down, and then there's our little pocket right there. Okay, and again, if you want this to be your pocket, it can be, or you can just leave it. All right, so let's get to the shakers. Okay, so obviously, again, if you don't have the right machine, you're going to be running this through your, it won't fit through your machine if it's not like 6 inches. This is obviously wider. So for me, the easiest, and this is the second page, by the way, we're going to do little specimen window type things. So, hold on, let me get my little, okay, so what you'll do is take a 3x8 paper, because this little tab here is going to be 3x8. So you're gonna grab one of your dies now and go ahead and run it through, okay? I use my Cocoa and Merino dies. I use 2 of them, and once you run it through, it's going to look like that, okay? And this is going to be so much easier than having to run this whole thing through. So I'm just going to lay mine like that, basically. And on the back, I'm going to use a sheet of vellum that's 3 by 8. You can make it a little shorter. It doesn't have to be all the way down because obviously there's no window there, but I just did it to make it easier for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to probably forward this through, but I'm going to tape it. So I'm going to tape this all the way around and in between, because remember, we want our shaker stuff to stay in this window. So I added tape to this, and I'm going to go ahead and put my vellum on here. You could do this probably with glue too, but okay, so you have your little window like this, and now I'm going to go ahead and kind of add tape around these areas so that the shaker doesn't move. The little glitters don't move. Okay, so this is kind of how I'm doing mine, just so that the glitters don't move, or whatever I put in there, that they don't move in between this window. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off really quick. Okay, I've taken my tape off, and I'm just going to put this down, and I'm going to kind of just lay it where I, like, let me put this down just a little bit this way. So I'm just going to lay it here, but before I do that, I'm just going to add kind of where my sprinkles are going to be. So I know they're going to be like in this area here. I'm just putting glitter in this one. And I'm just going to really just put that on here. And it's okay if you have to trim it a little bit as well, because sometimes mine's a little off and I just go back and trim it. So you have this like little window here with these little glitters. And again, wherever you put the tape, it's kind of going to stop the shaker. So again, mine isn't perfect, as you can see, these little things. And I just really just go around the edge and trim it. And it just looks fine. No one's going to even know. You could even leave it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And this is just a piece of tape. So you have your little window right there. And I'm just going to add some really pretty stickers here, just some of my foil stickers. I have to find where I got these. This was in my hit kit, but I'll look for the collection to see what it is when I'm done with this. I meant to look, and I forgot to do that. And there is just the foil. Doesn't it look, oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm getting like the funkiest glare right now. Let me see. So there's that. But don't these look kind of cool? They're just fun, and I like because the glitter is flat. And I just love it. So if you have like your botanical flowers, you could put that in there and they will look so gorgeous. I kind of wish I did that because I have some botanical flowers that I haven't used. And then this one is basically the same thing. I'm just going to take another, just another 3 by 8 paper, and you're going to run it through your machine. And then I'm just taking a little scrap. So this one, because it doesn't have the double windows, I'm just going to glue it. This one's a little bit easier because it doesn't have, you know, 2 windows. So I'm just going to really lightly glue it because it's just a really small, dainty little piece of vellum. And we're going to be taping or gluing this on, so just that. And if you even want to leave it just like this with that kind of a window, you can, but I did use sequins in mine. So I kind of just eyeball where it is and lay them down. I know they're going to be like right around here. So, and if you want to test it, you just do that before you lay down your glue and all that. So I'm going to tape this really quickly, just like around here and here. I'm going to probably have to redo those sequins. I'm just going to basically tape mine like this. And again, you just put those little things here so that the shaker can't leave. I know this tape is really awful, so let me undo these real quick. Okay, I've taken my tape off of where you just saw, and I'm just going to pop this on. Again, I just kind of messed up my thing moving this around, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this on and try to be as even as I can. And there's that one. So I've got a little tape hanging out. You guys see why I don't like to use tape. Glue is quicker to me. And again, you can do this with glue, but I just feel like the sequins stay more solid if you have a little bit of tape in there. Otherwise, I don't know, unless you glue it really heavy. And you guys see how I glue on my project, so I can't be trusted with a shaker and glue all the time. Not on something like this. So yeah, this is pretty much the journal. And I didn't go crazy decorating it because the purpose of this was to make a easy beginner junk journal, as well as showing you how an easy way to get shakers onto your album. So again, you have your little specimen slide, you got this pretty tab, you can make it a folder if you like. And then you've got this gorgeous thing. I just think it looks gorgeous. I just love it. It was Rhonda, actually. Rhonda, one of my followers, requested shakers in a junk journal and some flippy pages. So this isn't the exact album she had requested, but I thought she would really love this one. So Rhonda, I'm telling you guys, when you guys go through my videos and you're like, oh, can you do this, but do this? That gives me a lot of inspiration when you guys request things. So if there's ever something you see that you were like, oh, I wish maybe this was added to, or I wish it was bigger, I definitely love those kind of requests, because again, sometimes I'm kind of stumped and I'm like, what should I do? And when someone comments, I just immediately am inspired too. All right, guys, so hope you love this one. It's so easy and fun, and it's a really great size. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. All right, guys, see you soon.